variables enough to cover all the determinants that affect ROA, and we define that ROA is the ratio of net income to total asset. And for the total asset, we've already covered in the X0 variables, that is the asset. And for the net income, we have several determinants that we think can cover the net income. That is, the first thing is that the interest gap. It is a gap between the lending rate and borrowing rate. We think that these variables can somehow represent the margin interest. And in addition to that, net income is affected by some other expenses, like tax corporate expense, as we already covered, is affected by operating expense, as we already covered. And finally, the macroeconomic determinants also affects our model. And for this reason, we think that our model has covered enough variables.
Can you come back to the slide with the variable in that?
Chăm chú.
That is all the variable, right?
Yes.
It is, the line variable. But there's no revenue or margin or interest margin there. And here you have cost management. Yes, and you measure cost management by expenses. Expenses is not cost management. It is the expenses only. But cost management should be measured by the ratio of expense over some other variables. Because with the bank, different expenses, you cannot say that it has more or less cost management, right? Because the bank with higher expenses may have a higher cost management. So it depends. It not depend on the number only. Yeah, right. Absolutely. And here I do not see any variables about income or revenue or margin.
On behalf of my group, I would like to clarify some, maybe some misunderstanding in our research. I would like to say that the indicator is sometimes just a name, not totally reflect about the accuracy or the ratio or the nature of this variable. It's just a name. For example, a person named here doesn't mean that a personality is here. Yeah.
So credit risk.
Yeah.
How can you measure credit risk?
Yeah, I mean, explain justifies this for the calculation for this variable right now. But I just want to make sure that, for example, I can say the cost management. We use the operating expense as an input for our data. So we know that the cost management in your mindset should be calculated as the operating expense divided by the revenue. You mean that's the ratio, right? But as I said before, it's just a name we create to put it in the model. And one more important thing is that we frequently get the thesis of EMF working paper. And you can see that they also put this name cost management of they measure by operating expense.
But what I asked you is not the name. I asked you about the data that you put in the model.
Yeah, right now I will justify.
How did you calculate?
Yeah, we trace it.
Cháu bảo Cháu chưa. Ngón đi. Vì cháu mới ở chuyển.
In this paper, we use cost management variables as the operating expense because, as you can see in the income statement, it makes up the high risk proposition in the expense of banks, and we use operating expense to calculate for cost management. And another is that cost management reflects how efficiency the bank manage the cost, and it affects directly to the bank profitability, and it's why we choose cost management. And just that all.
So you mean that the bank with higher operating expense is more effective in cost management?
Can you?
In order to compare to the, you need to compare its size and its expenses, right? If two items are different size, then if you compare only absolute value, it's not comparable. See? That's the point, I think.
Nó chỉ nghe giọng một chút, nghe không nghe giọng. Giải quyết qua thì
Yes, to answer the question, I will continue that. As I mentioned in the selected sampling, we selected the 23 banks, including the 3 size, big, medium, and small size. And in this paper used to reflect all the commercial banks in Vietnam, not 1 or 2 banks. And this is a general model for all of the banks. And I think that we
I get a point. You compare the operating expenses
em đang nói là
within each bank, right?
Còn em kia
So
là Hiền.
you don't use this to compare between among 23 banks. So
and our mission is not comparison between each bank, and we used to give the general model for all of the commercial bank in Vietnam.
move on to the other.
You didn't do as you promised. You promised to return the microphone to me.
No, I forget.
Alright, it's okay. Calm down. Alright, look like you're stressful here, okay? There's 2 questions. Can I ask Thủy Nguyễn? Alright, Thủy, yeah, sorry, okay, alright. Well, Thủy, yes, are you ready? Yes, I just have a very simple question, so, okay? You look so beautiful in this lovely morning, so okay, I must say, okay? Alright?
What the hell?
Okay, now, when you talk about the determinants of bank profitabilities, I didn't see you mention about the dividends covers. What I'm trying to say about the dividends, that the bank has to pay to the investors, okay, the shareholders. All right, I didn't see that's number 1. Can you explain to me? And number 2, now you talk about the macroeconomics point of view. Yes, in terms of inflation, right? To affect the bank profitabilities as a macro factors. Am I right? Okay, now interest rate. Hello? inflations. Okay, yes, as the macro factors that affect the bank's profitabilities. Okay, now we'll talk about the relation between inflation and interest rate. Okay, yes, and the interest rate is seen as the profits to the bank. Am I right? Am I right? Okay, so my question is, how inflation affects the interest rate of the bank, and how are you going to calculate the real interest rate of the bank? Okay, real interest rate.
Trẻ em có cao. Em con gái có nhất. Hả?
I'm asking you, Dee. Yes, because you look so beautiful. I like you so already. So I give 2 questions, okay? No one else can answer this question except you, all right? So I got these 2 questions for you. All right. Okay.
Sinh viên nó mới hỏi. Sao lại xấu một tí nó mới hỏi. Thầy cái áo trông kiểu dân tộc. Gì nữa? Chăm chịu. Thực ra cái này thì thực ra bảo vệ không biết là bảo vệ dễ không, khó lắm. Bảo vệ nó dễ hơn. Đấy. Có chú khi nó đến thôi chứ bố mẹ trong đi được.
I'm asking you, Dee. Are you passing the answers to him?
No, he doesn't pass the answer to me. Because you have 2 questions remaining first to understand and answer. So I answer question from this week first, and then you will answer 2 questions. Is that okay for you?
I don't know what you're saying. What is that? What is that? What is that?
I mean that this week I have raised a lot of questions for us and we have been deal with all the questions yet.
Okay, all right. You mean your answers, Mrs. P, yeah?
Yeah.
First? Oh, okay, all right. So, why did you pass the microphone to me?
Sorry?
Why did you return the microphone to me? You're supposed to return the microphone to Mrs. P, right? Okay, all right.
Okay, all you have to be really quick because you don't have much time. You spend too much time on this.
As for the question about credit risk, the credit risk ratio is the loans over deposits. Firstly, you wonder why we choose these variables, right? Because I want to answer is the 2 main activities of banking: receiving the deposits from customer and then loan out. That's the reason why we choose the credit risk and the loans over deposits. Another point you have raised is that the credit risk is more like asset utilization or fund utilization. But why we name this variable like credit risk? Because we based on the data, based on the philosophy positivism, we reflect it, we copy and we learn from the other researchers. That is the INF paper. That's the reason why we chose credit risk and named the ratio of loans over deposits as credit risk. As for your next question about the tax, firstly, I want to define out this way. The tax rate ratio here, we calculate by the corporate income tax over earning income tax. So it is a ratio not the tax imposed by the Ministry of Finance for all the countries, and all the companies in the industry. That's the reason why
Tôi đáng yêu mà.
That's the reason why we chose tax rate as the bank specific independent, independent for industry or macro. So how about industry?
Chả có tập trung viết bách khoa.
I mean, you said that it is better than Vietnam.
Qua
So I want to introduce two men to answer this question.
đảng sẽ về.
Do you know any other ratio that matters credit risk? Credit risk is the non-performing loans over total loans. So why don't you do it? Because you know the banks tend to hide the risk and hide their NS. So it's very difficult for us to contact the information about the non-performing loans.
Chị có phải đi với nhóm cái trường đại em
Biết huyện nào.
Yeah.
Hương bảo như thế không biết như nào. Anh chưa hỏi.
Because we think that because I will agree that loan over deposit is a risk, but it is a liquidity risk, not credit risk. It may relate some to credit risk, but it's not directly related to credit risk.
Đúng rồi.
Because firstly, we are just bachelors, so we need to base on what the previous researchers do, and then we learn from them. So, yes,
Đi ra nước ngoài.
chị Hiền
yeah.
Hiền tốt rồi Hiền.
không hợp được với nhau.
Now we come to the question about why Vietnamese industry is
Lấy thủ khoa.
specific.
Hiểu ra
Huyền tốt rồi. Làm trâu bò.
chắc là cái chị gì được tôi kể nói nhiều lắm.
Nhiều.
Mẹ chị Huyền cũng
Đi
giống
đánh guitar. Đúng rồi, nói nhiều đấy. Chính xác. Còn chủ đạo. Chương trình sẽ có 2 đứa thủ khoa rồi.
sẽ
Học khoa.
It's about your question about the bad debt is the industry source rate determines in Vietnam. So the bad debt now really is the ongoing concern of the whole banking system in Vietnam, and in bad debt it refers to the credit risk. So the credit risk is the main component. It shows the profitability of the whole banking system in Vietnam, not just only the Johnson Council Finance research. So that we decide to choose bad debt to present as the industry specific determinants in Vietnam.
Được, quay.
So as you can see here in the slide, we have the backup slide for the bad debt and the reasoning. And if our banking system in Vietnam have higher credit risk, we have the lower profit. We have lower profitability.
You got my question already, right?
Yes. I understand the question is that whether the bank pays a dividend for shareholders. The first question, as I have searched the information from internet and the information from the financial statement of banks, commercial banks in Vietnam almost usually don't pay dividend for shareholders.
Are you sure? I'm several banks and you can tell me.
Thì Nguyên yes.
Is this period only?
No, this is okay.
Trên phố chạy em.
You may not have enough information and you can speak directly. That's okay.
Don't worry, just move on.
No.
Okay.
Because yes, I think that is the commercial bank in Vietnam really plays dividend for shareholders.
Hả?
Okay, all right, it's done. Okay. Next question. What's the formula to calculate real interest rate for the bank?
The real interest rate of bank equal nominal interest rate minus inflation rate.
All right, that's well done. Thank you very much. You look so good. You still are beautiful, okay? Even if you can't answer my first question, you are still beautiful. Thank you.
Okay, I guess I do not have much time to ask, so I just try to ask several things that they're wondering about the models. First, you said that you inherited some variables from previous studies, right? But you did not keep the whole variables of one paper at a time, right? You selected from several papers, right? So before you do that in research, you need to validate, you need to verify that those variables are suitable with Vietnam industry, Vietnam IT industry. So in order to do that, I suggest that you should do a factor analysis before you actually use any variables. If you do that, then I can believe that the variables are okay. But because you did not do that and you did some kind of test later on, but it's not enough. You have to do the factor analysis first. That's one suggestion for you, okay? Because you cannot just pick the variable from various papers and you just pick it without any validate it, right? Yeah, factor analysis, okay? Second, do you know what the model give you the results of 3 variables only? Do you believe that only 3 variables can affect the profit, the performance, the profits of the bank, of the banking system? Do you believe in your research results? Do you?
We take note your question and confirm and get your.
Okay. Yeah, you can answer that question right away. Do you believe in the results? That only 3 variables can affect profit. And do you know why you have only 3 variables at the end?